Hello everyone, this is the Seeker of Grace. The Taurus Cup ended not too long ago. How did you trainers fare? Well, Vega persistently begged me to register as an Umamusume Trainer so that I may compete alongside him in this champions meeting. And well, that was exactly what I did. And so, with this shoddy team assembled, Vega called for a strategic meeting. I was genuinely surprised at how serious he was about waifu racing. To begin, we both decided to register for the Open League, as we did not have the time or resources to develop strong trainees. In the Open League, the trainees, or racers you could say, must be restricted to a rank of B or lower to participate. Hence, the challenge would be to maximize our trainees' capabilities while ensuring they do not become overqualified for this race. In other words, we had to be shrewd in developing their stats and skills, and to form team compositions with good synergy. To maximize the chances of us winning the Taurus Cup, Vega and I employed two very different strategies. I shall start by talking about Vega's strategy. Vega had no luck in recruiting trainees or supporters, being only able to recruit 3-star trainees and SSR supporters from their respective guaranteed tickets. Given his somewhat mediocre roster, he decided to use what he calls his economical gimmick strategy, comprising Gold Ship in the end closer position, Nice Nature in the late surger position, and Haru Urara in the front runner position. Vega clarified that this strategy applies many technical concepts, but summarized that in this team of 3, Nice Nature and Haru Urara will serve to weaken the other runners, while Gold Ship pushes past all of them through her sheer strength to achieve the ultimate victory. In other words, it's a strategy that involves 2 backup runners supporting a single ace runner. As for me, I apparently had better luck than Vega in recruiting good trainees and supporters. Hence, he suggested that I employ a more honest strategy, one which relies on the true capabilities of my runners. And so, with a little ingenuity, I formed this team of 3 ace runners, with Mayano Top Gun as the front runner, who will maintain her lead with her high stamina, Rice Shower as the pace chaser, to surge past the front runners if they fall behind, and perhaps to annoy Vega a little, and Nice Nature as a late surger, who will debuff the other runners with her skills, then weave her way to the finish line. I consulted Vega, and he gave his stamp of approval on this strategy, as it apparently serves as a counter to most gimmick strategies. And with that, we began competing in the Taurus Cup. Regrettably, I can only show you my tournament run, as Vega refused me permission to show his. One thing I can tell you, however, is that one of us obtained first place in this tournament. Who do you think it is? Also, with the Gemini Cup approaching, are you interested in watching us compete again? If so, then please click on the like and subscribe buttons. Grace be with you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video.